I'm coming out of the shadows. I'm coming into
We stay Fargo! 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 We stay Fargo!
Hi, it's Howard Beckett, Assistant General Secretary at Unite. I'm back down in the Good Lord dispute line. We've got young members who are taking strike action because disgracefully they've been fired and rehired during the pandemic. An employer that's taken advantage and moving their wages to below the London living wage. They're not even asking for their full terms and conditions back. They're just asking to be paid the London living wage because they live in flats in London and they can't exit those flats. This is the 8th week of dispute for these young members who have decided to stand up, and that collectivism is the purpose and collectivism is the solution. You need to stand with them. Please get down to this picket line. We'll be here on Monday whenever we launch our Fire and Rehire campaign. Stop Fire and Rehire. Unite's going to be all over the countries, all over our sectors, saying that Fire and Rehire has to stop. But please get down to this picket line, show solidarity to these young members who are standing up against ruthless employers, saying no more. All we want is a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Thank you. Hi, it's Howard Beckett, Assistant General Secretary of Unite. I'm down here at the St Mungo's picket line showing solidarity. Disgracefully, we have a rep who's been suspended for doing nothing more than raising a grievance. He raised a grievance in the way that management is conducting himself. Management didn't interview 12 of the witnesses and disgracefully responded to a notice of action from us by suspending the rep. This is bullying. It's bullying on an industrial scale. It's setting an example for the sector. There's something going wrong in the housing sector. There's employers who think that they can make profit by lessening care and lessening the terms and conditions of our members. They think they can get our members to exit and then fill it with other people who don't have the same passion for care. Well, it's not going to happen. They're standing up to St Mungo's. They're making a statement for the whole sector, and they're saying that we will not be victimised for trade unionism. We will have trade union rights and will protect our members. Solidarity to them.
For all of those who don't know what was just happening there, they were trying to stop us talking about the fact that we have people who are being deported before they're being given shelter, and trying to tell us that in Parliament Square, outside the democratic houses of Parliament, that we can't talk for the most vulnerable in society. It's a disgrace that that should happen. We have a heritage warden over there taking pictures of me right now. I don't know what his intention is, but we will not be silenced in respect of the most vulnerable people in society. As I was walking around Parliament Square, I saw the monument for Mahatma Gandhi, who said that poverty is violence, and that is the truth of the society that we live in right now. 14 million people are living in poverty. 10 million people are using food banks. Over 4.5 million children growing up in poverty. That's 1 in 5 children growing up in poverty. At the same time, as billionaires in the last year have increased their wealth by £44 billion, whenever we've had almost 1,000 people die on the streets of our countries. An absolute disgrace. We have a government right now that takes satisfaction in having go-home bans, satisfaction in respect of the Windrush scandal, satisfaction in referencing the refugees as swarms, satisfaction in legislation that says that they will deport refugees rather than provide them with shelter, satisfaction in legislation that will fine those who live on the streets. Well, it was Tony Benn who said to all of us that we exist. The very reason as to why we're here is to effect change. And each time I come to an event like this, I have confidence as to what will happen after COVID, because they think they have the power in Parliament, but they don't. We have a movement. We have movements such as Black Lives Matter. We have movements such as Labour for Homeless. We have movements such as Unite. We have movements that will not accept this as the status quo going forward. We have collectivism. And what we all understand is that we are only as strong as the most vulnerable in society. So my message to you today is, understand that there is power in our numbers. Understand that there is power in activism. There is power in collectivism. There is power in the trade union movement. Let's start using that power, comrades. Solidarity.
Hi, Howard Beckett, thanks standing for General Secretary of Unite. I'm down here at a picket line in Third where our big workers are standing up to the tyranny of an employer that's asking them to lose up to £4,000 a person. These are people who worked through COVID, risked their lives, and at the end of it they're having their terms and conditions slashed and being told that they're losing 4,000. They're not taking it, they're standing firm.
I've got my launch for General Secretary on Sunday at 7 p.m. You can get the details of it on Facebook. You'll hear me talk about regional strike funds. You'll hear me saying that there won't be any repudiations of any action that a Unite member takes. You'll hear me talking about modern resources going to our members at the front line. Why? Because we're fighting back against an establishment that wants to see working people pay for this crisis. It won't happen. Unite's going to stand strong, but please join me at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening. You can get the details off my Facebook. Be part of the campaign for General Secretary. Thank you.